Hi everybody. Thank you to those of you that have asked some really great questions about how these next few weeks are going to work. This is a lot of changes were made to the course for this semester, so this is like a trial run for all of us going through it. So I just wanted to highlight some things, and I've also made a few adaptations, just looking at the overall picture on this. The first off, so we're here in week 7, and the first thing I've decided is that we're not going to do any final speeches next week. That's because the turnaround is just too short. I'm just finishing up your practice informative speeches from last week, and it would hardly give you any time to be able to take that feedback and improve it, and arrange for your audience of 8 people, which is a new thing, and try to get it all recorded by next Wednesday. That's just not fair to you as students, and so we're not going to have any final speeches next week. There's plenty of work to do next week, but no final speeches. So hopefully it gives you a little bit of breathing room to do on that. So right here, these first 2 assignments that are listed, formative speech instructions, you're welcome to read through that, but these same ones will appear again in week 8 and 9. So you can read the instructions now or starting week 8 when the first final speeches will be given. So these 2 assignments, don't worry about them, don't worry about the due dates listed on them. We're not going to use them for week 7. Coming down here, so the first thing you'll actually do is the outline and presentation practice. So if you click on this, basically there's 2 parts. First, just submit your outline. Most of your outlines were exceptional, and so you'll mostly be resubmitting unless you've made any changes to the speech. Or if I did give you feedback, give you a chance to improve it and resubmit it again. The other one is to submit a practice run of your speech to the Presentation Practice Center. That can be the one you already recorded and get feedback off of that, or if you want to record a new one and submit it to them and get feedback, it's totally up to you. So whatever's going to help you most. So that needs to be done as well, and you'll get an email back from them with feedback. So then on the next part is where you actually submit this. So you'll submit your final outline and the email that shows that you got the feedback from the Presentation Practice Center. So if that makes sense, that's something that you'll actually turn in for next week. That way those things are kind of done out of the way before you really focus on giving your final speech. Then coming down here a little bit further, you'll see this assignment as well, speech evaluations. Obviously there are no final speeches in week 7, so you don't need to do any evaluations. You're welcome to read through the instructions, but I'm not going to be requiring those till 8 and 9 once again. So these 2 items, once again, you don't need to worry about. Sorry I can't delete them, or else they'll delete them out of week 8 and 9 as well, and we won't have them when we need them. The other part down here are group discussion boards. So the discussion boards are really going to change now. Rather than just a place to submit work, it's actual discussions. So you'll be given topics that you'll talk about. You'll need to respond to your classmates more. If you've taken other online classes, much more like traditional discussion boards. So those you'll need to do that. Here's that semester-long test. You already took it once this semester. This is the 2nd time. You'll take it again at the end. So don't stress too much about it. Your score should improve, but you still have a whole nother time to take it as well. And then the usual participation quiz. So I hope that makes sense. Pretty much just ignore the parts that are about giving the final speech or giving feedback on final speeches in week 7. Do everything else, and then I'll send out the schedule for weeks 8 and 9 when you're actually giving it. Now you can record your final speech at any time. If you want to record it next week and you're ready to go, record it. You just won't post it until your assigned week and receive feedback on it, if that makes sense. The other thing is, like I said, if you didn't do as well as you'd hoped on your practice speech and I gave you feedback, you are welcome to use this next week as well to do another practice run on it, and just tell me, resubmit it to that same area where you submitted your original practice speech, and I'll view it, I'll grade it again, and your grade can only go up. I won't take it down. Not that it should improve. So anyways, I want to give you that opportunity to grow and help your grade as well if that's necessary. I know it's a lot of information. Please let me know if anything's confusing, doesn't make sense. I want this to be clear. It is our first time through this new version of it, so hopefully it'll all work out.